Eye treatments, DIY, do it yourself at home. So this is an actual treatment that I did professionally in the treatment room for those of you who are stuck at home and you may want to try this. Now this treatment works really well if you've got fine lines, wrinkles, dark circles. This is not something that's going to take it away permanently, but can alleviate that. And the reason why is because you are exfoliating the areas around your eyes. Now typically, your typical exfoliator, it's too harsh to use anywhere around the eyes, and especially if you're using Retin A. So because it tends to thin it out and become more sensitive and more prone for inflammation. So I have adjusted this treatment just a little bit so that you can do it at home, but this is an actual add-on that I did for facial treatments. So for those of you who do this professionally, my clients loved it so much that they actually would see a difference, so that when they came in on their monthly treatments, a lot of times they would add this on. So we're going to be talking a little bit about this eye treatment. I'm actually going to show you what you need and how to do it. Hi, my name is Christy, and I have been treating clients with acne, hyperpigmentation, and other skin conditions for over 12 years. And this treatment actually came about because years and years ago, I had a client who constantly got milia. Milia are these small white bumps. You can get them actually anywhere on your face, but it is more common around the nose and around the eye area. And it's hard. It's this small white tiny hard bumps, and it's filled with keratin matter, and some people are just more prone to this. And typically it's because the desquamation rate for some people are slower, so they need to exfoliate to reduce the amount of milia that they can get, or just they won't get any more if they are exfoliating on a regular basis. So anyway, I had this client who would come in and she would get facials every single month. So I created this treatment for her, and once we started doing this regularly, the milia started to go away. So you cannot, okay, so here is my professional disclaimer. You may not get the same results in the bathroom versus in the treatment room. So that's one, because I am, the way that I'm doing it is I'm adjusting it so that you can do it at home. So that's number one. Two is that if you are using Retin A around your eyes to treat fine lines and wrinkles, you may find that you can develop a rash, or you can't do it altogether because your skin is more prone to sensitivities with using a Retin A, or if you've done a peel. So, oh, and if you also already have sensitivities around your eyes that are pre-existing, I do not recommend doing this. Okay, so this, first of all, this is the one that I'm using is the Illuma Image. It's by Image Skincare. It's the Intense Brightening Exfoliating Powder. Okay, now I have to tell you, this was not designed for this particular treatment. Image is not promoting it this way. You can use this as a very gentle exfoliating powder. So if you have rosacea, if you have very sensitive skin, and you can't tolerate AHAs that are strong like glycolic acid, you can use this for all over. For those of you who have normal skin, or you are trying to fight bumps on your skin, or to help with heavy duty hyperpigmentation, this may not be strong enough. And that's one of the reasons why I chose this, because I looked at the ingredients in this and I realized that because you cannot use your standard exfoliating scrubs and products that are meant for the face for around the eyes, I looked at this and it was gentle enough. So for example, it has coconut milk powder, it has sodium bicarbonate, which is basically baking soda. It also has on here rice starch on here, ethyl ascorbic acid, pearl powder, lactose lactic acid, which is an AHA, but it's the most gentle exfoliating agent, and it's also very hydrating. It has a green tea, which we're going to talk about how it has really good antioxidants and anti-inflammatories in my next video when we're talking about a do-it-yourself green tea mask. It also has lactobacillus, which is a probiotic in here, and bromelain and pumpkin enzyme. So bromelain is a type of enzyme. So it's using gentle enzymatic exfoliating ingredients in here. So this is why I'm using this, because you can use it around your eyes, just don't get it in your eyes. I've literally have done this treatment thousands of times. Okay, so almost everybody who I've used it has been perfectly fine with using this. So with the exception of the skin conditions I just mentioned. For the general public, it should be okay when used correctly. So I took the top off. This is actually my product here, and it has the 2 holes here, and it's actually a powder. So normally you would take this, you would pour it into your hands, add some water. You can go all the way up to a stiff paste, all the way up to a watery foam, and then put it all over your face. But today we're going to be using it as an exfoliating eye treatment. Now you have to be careful. I would avoid using this in the shower because with the humidity, it starts to clog up the holes right there, as you can see. So I poured it into this container. So this is what I have. I have the powder and then just a gel, hydrating gel mask. Now make sure it's specifically designed for eyes, or look in the ingredients to make sure it's not anything that is going to be harsh to be around the eyes or in the eyes. I typically had mine refrigerated so it was nice and cool. I have a mask brush here. If you don't have a mask, you can buy one of these things. This is a activated collagen stem cell eye pads. Maybe not particularly this, but you can use something similar to this. I have cotton right here, 4x4s, and some gloves and a hair treatment. So we're going to now go over and I'm actually going to show you how this is done. Okay, so we're going to do an example of the eye treatment. Obviously, you will have washed, you have cleansed your face. So you want to do the exfoliating eye treatment before you do your actual exfoliation around your whole face. And the reason why is because if you exfoliate around your whole face, your entire face, and then you do, you're using an AHA based exfoliant, and then you exfoliate around your eyes, you may cause more sensitivity. So you want to do this first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of the powder. You don't need that much, okay? And you're going to wet it with your fingers. You're going to work up to it so that it is a watery kind of a paste, but it's still grainy enough. Okay, and you're doing it with your ring finger so you don't use as much pressure. And then what you do is you apply it just on the top of the cheekbone like this. And because it is a flesh colored exfoliant, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Maybe you can see that, see? And you're just going to wipe it and you're going to gently apply around your eyes and even just above the brow here. So then you take your ring fingers and you're going to do clockwise and counterclockwise. Okay, so like, I don't know if you can tell, and you're just going to go gently all the way to the side, and you can kind of go back up above the brow. You may have to moisten it if you don't have enough. And I've done this on clients who have never exfoliated their face, and literally like rolls of skin will gently start to come off. And when I take a wet towel and kind of wipe off, you can see the skin on there. And again, if you are using any Retin A around this, or you have rosacea or anything like that, I don't recommend it. So you're just gently going around the eyes, coming up just above the brow. And you can even take some of this really watery paste and gently just kind of apply right on the eyelid, not too close to the lash line. And then just very gently back and forth. You're not dragging the skin at all whatsoever. And then just come back around. You're going to need to make sure your skin's pretty moist so that it glides nicely. When you're doing your eyelid, you want to gently lift up that brow so you can get up onto that eyelid like this. Make sure you don't have too much water so it won't go into your eye. And you're just basically massaging, loosening up the dead skin that is around the eye area, just like this. And then you want to take a wet towel or a washcloth and just wipe down and get off the excess exfoliant. And you may have to just rinse through. So obviously if you're doing this in your own bathroom, you're just rinsing this off. I'm just doing this so you can actually see. So the next step is, now the skin around the eyes are nicely exfoliated. And what I do, again, it's up to you. You can use different, I have different things that I use in the treatment room, but just to try to make it as easy as possible. So you can use a cooling gel that's for the eyes, and what you can do is you put it gently right on the eyelid like this and under the eyes like that. And obviously if you're administering this on a client, you would tell them to not open their eyes. I had this one client where throughout the entire treatment, she would open her eyes and look up at me, and I would have to tell her several times throughout the service, please close your eyes, please close your eyes. So just make sure that their eyes are closed. So you put that gel on there. And then normally what I would do is I would cover it with 2x2, 2 cotton pads, and then just let them relax on there. Obviously, if you're doing it at home, you can use a different type of thing, or you can use these kind of under eye treatments here that you put under your eyes, or cooling eye gels. So it's totally up to you. So you just let that set for a little bit, and then after you would rinse off. Now once you rinse off, you would put eye cream and eye gel on here, which I'm not going to do because we're going to go into our next video for doing a green tea mask DIY, and in that video I will show you how I apply the eye treatment on there. So we're just going to let her relax for just a bit. Now this is where you can, if you are looking to this treatment once again to completely eliminate dry circles, fine lines and wrinkles, bagginess, bags or puffiness, this is going to alleviate it, both based on the type of product that you use after the exfoliation process. So this exfoliating process is basically to increase the skin's ability to absorb the products that help with those things. If you think that if you just do this, it's going to get rid of it, it's not. It's going to reduce the puffiness. It's going to minimize the fine lines and wrinkles, especially because if you're exfoliating and then you're using a hydrating product after it, obviously it increases your skin's ability to hold on to the absorb the moisture and hold on to it, that's why it makes it look less crinkly. And then if you, especially if you do have puffiness or dark circles, doing like even the gel, you can do the massaging while you're waiting, because that is going to increase the circulation. So especially with, I had this one particular client that she had dark eyelids. And so with me massaging the dark eyelids, you know, it really alleviated that. And it really helped, and she said it would last about a week. So depending on what you're trying to treat, you can adjust this to help alleviate the things that you are trying to help. So for those of you who have not subscribed to our channel, you're finding this information helpful, you want to do this on your own clients or on yourself, please give us a thumbs up. letting us know this is the type of information that you like, as well as go ahead and share it with someone that you may know. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, you're interested in product reviews, in-depth ingredients, overview, as well as correct skincare protocol, then please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell where you'll be notified when our videos go up. Thanks for watching. Remember, makeup is an art and skincare is a science.